I've gone live just that little bit earlier. Can you see me? Hello? Hello? Anybody joining me, or is it just me? Is it because it's 2 minutes to go? 2 minutes to go. Is anybody joining? Hello? I have got John Thomas Springer's on. How are you, darling? And how are all them beautiful little puppies that you've got? Hello, Leah Russell. Hello, Lauren Howarth. Hello. Hello, Gail Leyland. It is still morning with 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes to go. Hello, Abby Jo Draycott. Hello, Gail Laird. Hello, Jackie Illes. Hello, Michelle Wilson. How are we? You are here with me. It is Sunday. It's time for me to service you. Hello, Michelle Wilson. Hello, Jennifer Iverson. Hello, Brenda Evans, watching from Adelaide, Australia. But she's originally from Wigan. So, Brenda, did you used to put a pie on a button? They can see me, they can hear me, says Leah Russell. Hello, Carol Firth. Hello, Rebecca. Hello, Kathy Scott. Hello, Dawn Middleton. Dawn Middleton's waving at me with a little doggy. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much. Hi, Patricia Peacock. How are you, Flowery? All right, darling. Hello, Angela Dermott. Hello, Kat Evans. Hello, Melissa Potts. So I am live. It is Sunday. It's time for me to service you. Hey there, cutie, says Colleen Double. Hello. Gail says, I've just woke up. Well, you've woke up to Sunday service. It's now 12 noon. Sally Hurst, hello, Flower. Hello, Tracy Jane. I just thought I'd jump on that couple of minutes early. Hello, Dee McChrystal. I was thinking about you this morning. Thinking, I wonder if our Dee will jump on, and here she is. She doesn't disappoint. Hello, Lisa Hawkins. Hello, Alan Connell. Hello, hello. I thought I'll jump on a little bit earlier. Leah Russell, I'd love to do nighttime with Nelly, but I've hardly got anything in the inbox. So if I don't get any Dear Aunty Nellies, I can't go live, can I? Tara Jasmine, hiya in Canada. How are you doing, darling? Bronwyn Harrison, good evening in that there Australia. How are you, Flower? Hello, Charlie Amstey. Good afternoon, Janice Barnescorn. Hello, Laurie Moore Stanton. Hello, Kay Page. And hello, Tracy Jane. Yes, Bronwyn says, I stayed awake especially for tonight. Karen Robinson New, hi Nelly. Pammy Jean Wheater Holiday, hello. And John Thomas Springer says, well, never mind, it's night time in Australia. It's still morning here in the United States. Good morning. Fiona Shearman, good evening in Queensland, Australia. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be joining me from. I am live here at my kitchen table. Princess Annie, all is good. Kerry Teresa Broomsma says, hello, Nelly at Liverpool. All right, Flower. I think we've got one or two watching, haven't we? We're not doing so bad, are we? Danny Rhymes has joined. Sarah Sidebottom has joined. Give me that like, give me that love, give me that share. Good, good evening in Sydney, John Evans. Hello, Max Thompson. If anybody does have any Sunday services or night time in Nelly's, they just message into the page. On the front of my page, there's a little box that says message, send it to the page. And good morning, it's 7 a.m. in Canada. Hey, hey, Nelly, says Nathan Blinkhall. Hey, hey. Max Thompson says, I'm watching you from Manchester. It's only down bloody road, isn't it? So I thought I'd just jump on a few minutes earlier than I normally do, 12 noon, and just say a few hellos, because it's been a while, hasn't it? It's been a bloody while. Groundbreaking news is on its way, because I think I finally got to the bottom of my perimenopausal skin. So I'll be looking forward to sharing that with you soon. Donna Marie in New Zealand. Oh, did they not? Kerry Teresa. Oh, well, I feel right proud of myself. That's good, isn't it? So, people write into the page. They write, Dear Aunty Nelly Anonymous, please. I've got some Sunday services for today. If you didn't know, I am an international agony aunt. I write for Chat Magazine here in the UK. I also write for That's Life Australia and Take a Break New Zealand. I am their official agony aunt. So, without further ado, any advice I do give on today's show is purely for entertainment purposes. If anything is Charlotte, Rebecca, I'd love Nighttime with Nelly to be back, but I've no Nighttime with Nelly's in the inbox, Flower. Don't think anyone's having any bedroom problems at the moment. So unless I get any Nighttime with Nelly's, I won't be going live. And I can't go live with just one or two. It's got to be a show. It's got to be a show. I'm still permanently banned on TikTok. That's old news. Still banned on TikTok. Still do some lives now and again on Instagram. I did one a little bit earlier. But here I am for Sunday service. Shall I get going? Shall I stop chatting shit and just get going? Shall I just open the box? Right. Dear Aunty Nelly, let's get going. Just wondering if you could give me some advice. Basically, I am quite an anxious person and find meeting and speaking to people face to face really awkward. Okay. I've been dating my boyfriend for 2 years. Bear with me. I don't know why I'm sat like that on my chair, swinging off it. Been dating my boyfriend for 2 years and he's the exact opposite of me. He can speak to everyone and anyone. I'm a bit like that. I'll talk to anybody, me, whether they want me to or not. Anyway, it's not about me. He leads all the conversation and he talks over me a lot. Oh, now then. He agrees that he can be quite overbearing. He said he just gets frustrated and he would like to be more sociable and chatty. Oh. I do try and make an effort when I'm meeting his friends, but I panic and then don't speak. I was wondering if you had any tips or tricks to get me into a conversation with new people. Any help would be appreciated, thanks. So we've got a little anxious Annie here who's probably quite shy, quite reserved, and she's going out with the complete opposite. So she's probably with an extrovert and she's an introvert. And I think the more we think about things, the more we put pressure on ourselves thinking, oh, I'm going to be meeting new people now and I'm going to have to speak because my boyfriend wants me to be more sociable. That puts pressure on you and you start panicking and you start overthinking it maybe. But I always find that even though I will talk to anybody and everyone, that doesn't mean to say that when I'm talking I'm actually saying anything. Because I also get anxious and nervous at meeting new people in new situations. I always find that a compliment's always nice as a groundbreaker, an icebreaker. So if I met somebody and I've never met them before and I'm saying, oh yeah, you're right, my name's Nelly. They go, hello. And I might say something like, oh God, I really like your scarf, or oh, they're brilliant, them shoes, or where'd you get your trainers from? It might just be something as really simple as that to start a conversation. Now, you might meet somebody who's more than happy to say, oh, my mum got it me for my birthday, or yeah, they're great, these trainers, aren't they? They tie all the way to the top or something. Or you might get somebody who's a little bit like you, a little bit quiet and doesn't really know why you're complimenting them or why you're asking them questions. So it's about knowing your audience as well. And sometimes you don't have to be the life and soul of the party. You don't have to always lead conversations. But I certainly don't want you to change how you are in being more sociable and being more chatty to please your boyfriend. You need to do it because you want to come out of your shell a bit. And it can be difficult around new people. So I would suggest that you find a bit of common ground. Do it if you feel comfortable to. But just start a conversation with, oh God, they're lovely, them glasses. Where'd you get them from? Or, God, traffic's been a nightmare. Or do what us British people do and just talk about the weather. God, it's cold today, isn't it? Or, bloody hellfire, it's bloody pissing it down outside. Whatever it may be, but say something that doesn't really mean much, but it shows that you're not mute and you're willing to converse should they wish to. So that's a really easy, comfortable way to do it. Find a little bit of something, find that little bit of an icebreaker, but only do it because you want to. I'd hate to think that anyone's putting themselves in a really uncomfortable situation to please somebody else. But being chatty, being sociable doesn't come easy to everybody. It's not a character flaw. It just means that, you know, you're not as out there as other people. And I also say as well that sometimes, and I have anxiety, as you all know, I'm very open about it. Sometimes I do talk at everybody and anyone because I'm actually feeling quite anxious. So just because you see people who are really, really chatty and sociable Doesn't mean to say that they're not anxious. That might be their way of their anxiety coming up. So there you go. But I always think just finding something about that person, picking something out and starting a conversation. And it can be something as simple of, oh God, I love your scarf. So there we go. Dear Aunty Nelly, I'm having an affair. Oh no, I hate cheaters. I've been having an affair with a much older man with kids. I love my boyfriend, but I can't stop resisting my lover. Oh, can't imagine time without him. My lover has said he'll leave his wife and kids for me and he's wanting to marry me. Oh, that old chestnut. I don't know what to do because I feel as if I'm stuck in a love triangle and I don't want to hurt anybody. Please help. Well, you already are hurting people, including yourself. This is happening because you're allowing it to. You're stuck in a love triangle because you've decided that's what you think's best for you at minute. He is probably feeding you nothing but bullshit. Bullshit. I'm going to leave my wife. What's he saying? Or she's not been so good, or she's not very well at minute, or I'm going to wait till kids get a bit older, or I'd love to marry you, but the time's not right. What is it that these cheaters tell us that keep us there, that make us hold on? Will you ever be in a relationship with this cheating man who's had an affair on his wife, who's willing to walk away from his family for you? Will you ever trust him? Would you then be able to trust him if he's half an hour late from shop, he's gone and done big shop, he's half an hour late because he's stuck in traffic, but in your head you're thinking he's got a new squeeze because then you sort of move into wife's role. Does he need that extra person? Can he be faithful? I don't know. There's a lot of questions here I'm asking, but the first question I'm asking you is, do you trust him? Do you believe him? You've got yourself in a scenario where some people will say once a cheat, always a cheat. Some people are more forgiving. Some people are certainly more forgiving. I'm not. I just think that you're not for me. If you're willing to cheat with me, you're willing to cheat on me. That doesn't mean to say that my way is the right way. I just know that that sits right with me. He's giving you a load of bullshit. Now, when you say I love my boyfriend, but I can't resist my lover, you don't love your boyfriend that much, do you, though? Because you're cheating. So you're a cheat and he's a cheat. And I think you two cheats are probably well deserved to each other. I think what you're going to do is look at the relationship that you're in. You're obviously not happy because you keep going back to lover. And it's not fair on boyfriend, is it? So I want you to end the relationship with your boyfriend. You decide how you want to end that. Do you want to be honest and tell him why you're ending it because you've been seeing somebody else? Or do you just want to say, I'm really sorry, it's not you, it's me, I'm not feeling this anymore? Once you've done that, I think that will be the deciding factor as to what your partner, lover, married lover decides to do. Once you're free and single, will he then have that big size 9 up his backside to do something about his own situation? I guess not. I'd actually put my mortgage on it. I think not. I think there'll be more excuses and more excuses as to why he can't leave his wife, why he can't leave his children, and why he doesn't really want to marry you. Leave the boyfriend, be on your own for a bit, and leave other men's husbands, other people's husbands alone. That would be the answer from Aunty Nelly. I don't feel very empathetic towards you because this is happening because you're allowing it to. When you say you don't want to hurt anybody, you absolutely are doing, including yourself. So should he want to cheat, that's up to him, but I don't want you to be the reason. So remove yourself from that situation. And then if he's a man of his word, and he really does miss you, and he will leave his wife, and he will settle camp with you, then can you really trust him? Will you really trust him? I think this is a recipe for disaster, and I think you should just walk away and get rid of your boyfriend as well, so he can go off and find somebody to love him the right way, because you're not doing. Moving on. Dear Aunty Nelly, my daughter has been married for 3 years and she has a 1-year-old. Her husband has been married before her but had no children with his ex. Okay. I am worried though, as my daughter has just told me he still sees his ex-wife. She says they are just friends and have known each other for 20 years. Right, okay. His ex had never been as... His ex is never married and has her own flat, which is where he goes to visit her. I think this is all wrong and is a bit of there are 3 people in the marriage laughing face. Right, we've got a Lady Diana quote there, haven't we? When she told me, I asked, why is he going? Why is he going? And my daughter said that because he's known her for 20 years and they are friends and that I am old-fashioned. I have also noticed lately that he seems very distant. Every time I see him on his phone texting, I know it's to his ex. Oh, now then, Poirot, take a seat. Am I old-fashioned over this, Aunty Nelly? Do you think he's cheating? Thanks. Wow. So, we've got a lady who's been married for 3 years. She's got a 1-year-old with her husband. There's no telling here that they're in an unhappy marriage. He does still go and see his ex-wife. They've been mates for over 20 years. Maybe there's a bit of an age gap between your daughter and her husband. The fact that she's never married again and she doesn't have any kids and she lives on her own does not mean to say that she wants her ex-husband back or is still being physical with him. The fact that he seems a bit distant and is now and again texting on his phone does not mean to say that there's problems in his marriage or that he is texting his ex. If there was a problem here and daughter, his wife, didn't know, then there is a problem. But the problem I see here is, what do you think is happening that you've made up in your head? What is going on in your life that you're that bored and you're that not busy, that you're that busy interfering and wondering about your son-in-law? Your daughter knows that her husband goes and visits his ex. It's really not an issue. Had there have been an issue, she'd tell you. She's happy with that. The only thing I see where you put there's 3 in the marriage, absolutely there is. There's your daughter, her husband, and you interfering. And I fear that if you don't keep your gob shut and stop pretending to be a detective when you're not, you're going to end up ostracising your daughter and falling out with your son-in-law. So the fact that he seems quite distant would be a conversation I'd be saying to my daughter, is he okay? Concern for your son-in-law, because if he's okay, your daughter's okay, as is your grandchild. Is anything going on that I can help with? When he's sending text messages, it's none of your business. When he's going seeing his ex-wife, that's also none of your business. So I know this sounds a little bit harsh, and I know that you've got your daughter's interests 100% at the forefront of your mind. I get that. But I think you're interfering. There is 3 in this marriage and you need to take a step back. Should there be any problems in this marriage, I'm sure your daughter will come to her. But if you come in with all these assumptions, God forbid anything happens, she's not going to come to you because of the way you're dealing with this, which is just ridiculous. You're making up a drama where there doesn't need to be one. So back off. Look after your daughter, make sure your grandchild's all right, and should you have any concerns about your son-in-law, then ask in the correct fashion. Ignore the ex-wife, ignore that. It's nothing to do with what's going on. Had it have been, I'm sure your daughter would know that. So there is 3 people in the marriage, and you need to now remove yourself and let it just be your daughter and son-in-law. And let him have friends wherever he wants to. I had a brew last Saturday at my ex-husband's house. You know, he made me a brew. His wife were at work. But I popped in, give him a ring. I said, he in? He said, yes, and I'll nip in for a brew. Nothing happened. I've known him since I was 15 years old. I'm now 48. I have known the man for 33 years. We have a 28-year-old daughter together. I nipped in to say hello because he's in the area and because I can. Nothing was thought about it on my side, his side, or his gorgeous wife's side. He's more like family because I've known him all that time. I ain't saying that that's always innocent, but, you know, there ain't nobody saying, what are you doing that for, that's wrong, or it's just a mate, he's just like part of the family. I went in and said, are you all right? What have you been up to? I've not seen you for a while. It is, at the end of the day, the father of our daughter. We talk about our daughter, we ask each other how we are, we ask what's going on in each other's lives, and then I say thanks for brew and off a pot. Dear Aunty Nelly, basically I'm 20 and so is my boyfriend, I know we are very young, but in the future, I want to have kids. Yeah, okay. I can't imagine not having kids in my future. Oh, Christ. But my boyfriend is not bothered at all about kids. He hasn't actually said, definitely not, but he's made it clear it's not a priority. I fucking hope so, he's only 20. I can say, I don't know what she's put. I think she means, I can see him saying when we're older, just not now. You can see him saying it, he hasn't actually said it, right. I know we're still so young, so maybe as we get older, he will change his mind and we'll want them. But I worry that if we stay together as we get older, I'll want to start a family and he just never will. I know it sounds silly, but it just scares me that I could invest my time into a future with somebody who does. And he doesn't, he might not, please help. Whoa, wow, there's a lot of ifs and buts and what ifs. You're 20, you are 20 years old. Now, I'm not going to disrespect you because I were married at 20 and I thought I knew it all. I were happily divorced at 21. I thought I knew it all. I was single at 30. I still thought I knew it all. Nearly 20 years on, every day is a school day. People change. You might want a kid today at 20, but you might not want one at 25. People change all the time. We can't be in relationships with people wanting to sort of concrete a future for the rest of our lives when we're only 20. I ain't disrespecting you and saying you're too young and you're only a baby and you should know better and you don't know what the future holds. I ain't going to say that to you because in your head, you're a fully grown adult and you know what you want and you do want children in the future. But let it be in the future. Just have a nice time now with your boyfriend if you're happy together. Enjoy that. Enjoy courting. Enjoy going on holidays. Enjoy going on days out, weekends away, nights out, night clubbing, whatever it is that comes with spending quality time together that you enjoy. But don't be thinking about wasting time. If that's all we ever did was spend time with people that we feel we can only be with because of how they envisage that future, then how boring life would be. You don't know what's around the corner. God forbid, you might try and have babies and you might not be able to have them. He might try and have babies, he might not be able to have them. But you can't sort of like think, am I wasting my time? You're 20 years old. I know every day we age and tomorrow's not promised to nobody, but I don't think it's a question that you should be so bothered about while you're 20. And God forbid, poor lad, he's only 20. So you pushing him for like, well, do you think you'll want kids? Well, can you see yourself having kids? He probably can't see what he's going to have for his tea. He probably don't know what to watch on Netflix tonight. Never mind what he sees in future, being a father. He's 20. And it's quite frightening. It's quite a frightening decision to make, a lot of responsibility. And if you're not in a secure relationship and you've got that building block of a firm foundation, then how can you answer that question? Have you both got good jobs? Have you done everything you want to with your studies? Do you live in a lovely home? Has it got a garden? Is it safe for the children? Is there good schools in the area? These are all questions that we ask ourselves when we are planning to live with somebody who we could not live without. We are madly in love with. We cannot envisage our future without them. And we want to be the mother of their child. And we want them to be the father. These are all questions we ask ourselves. However, that doesn't always happen. And lovely, beautiful little surprises do come along. But that's what I'm saying. You're too young to be even worrying about this with this boyfriend. It's not even your fiancé. You're 20. How long have you even been together? Somebody might turn your head next week in workplace. You might split up next summer. It's just, I understand what you're saying. You don't want to waste your time on people that haven't got the same kind of morals and values as you, and they don't envisage a future. Like he might say, I want to go travelling around Thailand for 5 years, and you might not want to. I get that. But to worry about being with your boyfriend at 20 and he's 20 and you might want kids well, you know, you do, you're 100%, but he's not sure, is not a reason not to enjoy the relationship and see where it goes. I think you just need to like chill a bit. Just chill out a little bit. It's going to be okay. You're only 20. Oh, I had my daughter at 21. I was married. My husband left me when I was 7 months pregnant. I was an independent parent when Olivia came along. I was 21. I'm now 48. Do I regret it? Absolutely not. Would I do it again? All over again in a heartbeat for my little girl. But anytime I've got a boyfriend, I mean, I didn't ever have boyfriends because he was my first, and then I married him, and then I divorced him. I never had, I didn't date until my mid-20s after my divorce, and Olivia was a bit older. But I never got with anybody and thought, oh God, what if they don't want kids? I'm going to ask them now. I mean, I've met them 5 minutes ago, but I'll ask them. Just sometimes it's nice to let life surprise you. It's just nice to just go with the flow and just exhale and enjoy it for what it is. Dear Aunty Nelly, my boyfriend always calls me beautiful, sexy, gorgeous, even perfect. He says this on a day-to-day basis. Bloody hellfire. I just don't believe him though. No matter what he says to me, I'm too self-conscious to believe his words, as I'm self-conscious about myself. He says it's beautiful to be with me, but I just can't help but not believe him. Oh God, I really wish I did. I know that other men have said these words to me in the past, but then it's always ended up with arguing and splitting up, and then them saying they didn't mean it, and they just call me disgusting, ugly, rank, a slag, and so much more. I love my boyfriend, but I can't help but not believe any compliments. When he does compliment me, I feel worse about myself because I automatically think of reasons why it's not true, and I can't help it. Do you know if there's anything I can do? Thanks. So you're not believing it because you're kind of reaching into that little Louis Vuitton that you've got back there, all your baggage, and you're remembering that in the past somebody's called you beautiful, but then when you split up he said you were disgusting. Somebody once said you were sexy, you know, and then when you split up he said you weren't really, you're just a fucking slag. So you're not actually healed from your past relationships. What you're bringing into this new relationship is those open wounds. So I don't know how long it was in these past relationships where you jump from man to man, and now you're in this relationship with this lovely lad and you're making him suffer for other people's actions. And I don't agree with that. I think when you start a relationship, you've got to be a blank canvas and you've got to have left all that in the past. Why are you disbelieving what he's saying? What reason have you got not to trust him? Has he give you reason not to trust him? No. You're just making him suffer for everything that's been said to you by these fucking wank splats in your past. You're just assuming that history's going to rewrite itself. You need to stop that train of thought. If it is something that's really affecting the way you see yourself, your self-confidence, your self-worth, your esteem, your body, you know, you need to go and see a professional. Maybe you need a little bit of counselling, but it's certainly not fair to ever put our past traumas on new people in our life. They haven't walked in for that, and it's unfair. So when he says you're beautiful because that's what he sees. Whether you feel beautiful or not, whether you think you look beautiful, he's giving you these compliments. I get dear Aunty Nelly's day in, day out of people saying my partner doesn't fancy me anymore, my partner degrades me, calls me all sorts of names. This is a lovely dear Aunty Nelly. You're getting compliments. Accept them. They may not sit comfortably with you for now, but try and just be thankful and say thank you. I really appreciate it when you say that. Now, if he's doing it every day, all day, maybe they're not as sincere to you, and maybe that's why you're questioning. But I certainly think your past needs to be in the past. You've met some absolute fucking wank splats. sounds to me like you've met a nice lad now who wants to treat you right and who wants to build you up. Maybe he realises that you're a bit low on your confidence. Maybe that's his way of trying to build you up, to give you that confidence, to make you feel how he sees you. So please, please, please look at your past, let it go. If you're struggling, go and get some counselling, and do lots of things for self-care. And I don't think any of us should get into new relationships until we've healed from the ones that have hurt us. And we know when that happens because we have a sort of like little feeling that we know we're ready. We know we're ready. And we should never ever let a new person in our lives pay for somebody else's heartache. Never. It's not fair. You wouldn't like it. Oh, dear Aunty Nelly, I've been seeing a guy for a few weeks and I was no. Woo! And it was going really well. We got on brilliantly. I hadn't gotten on so well with anyone so quickly. Things were fantastic. Oh, it's about to go tits up, isn't it? Unfortunately, a few weeks in, he realised I smoked. I had never hidden it and had not noticed that I had not smoked when I was with him. After finding out I smoked, things quickly changed. Through text, he informed me his brother had died of lung cancer and he couldn't be with somebody who smoked as he would always have the worry that he would have to go through it again. I told him that I was planning on giving up smoking. I'd also been to a clinic to help quit, but this was the push I needed to just do it and not put it off. But he said that it was too serious and he was very dramatic and he just ended the whole thing. Oh, bloody hellfire. Right. I have now been off the fags for 2 weeks and honestly I don't even want a fag. Alright, okay. I still think about him and miss him a lot. I'm just wondering how to proceed. Do I cut my losses and try and get over him? Or maybe in a month or so send him a quick text saying, hey, thanks for giving me the push I needed, in hope that maybe we can get talking. Or is this just all crazy? Thanks. Oh. I think you were hiding smoking. I don't think you weren't not smoking when you were with him. I mean, it makes it easier for a smoker to smoke more when they're around smokers and vice versa. But I think you kind of like knew because he didn't smoke and you wanted to be on your best behaviour that you didn't have a fag around him. When he found out that you did, his past traumas of going through a lung cancer diagnosis with his brother and him passing away, he's just gone, do you know what? I never want to go through that again. Absolutely. Stand by that. I respect him. We don't always get cancer because of smoking. We don't always get lung cancer because of smoking. But smoking's not good for you. It's not good for your health in a majority of ways, including, cancer inducing. So the fact that you want to give up smoking and you've been to a clinic and you've gone 2 weeks without a fag, kudos to you. That's absolutely brilliant. But you can't give up smoking for somebody. You can't not smoke because somebody else doesn't like it. You can't give up smoking, quit smoking to please other people. It won't work. You'll be back on fags in 6 months. God forbid a trauma happens and you'll reach right for a fucking B&H. So, and this is coming from somebody who knows. I know all about smoking. I know very well the subject we're talking about, let me tell you. So, you've got to give up smoking because you want to give up smoking, not for a relationship. Absolutely. If you're still not smoking in 2 or 3 months and you want to send him a little message saying, hiya Flower, how are you doing? Just thought I'd check in. Hey, once again, thanks for giving me that kick up the arse. I've been off the fags for 3 months. How are you doing? Do that. That's fine. But if he's made it quite clear that that's it, it's done, then I'd carry on with my life, try and live a healthier life, make better choices. You might relapse, you might not, and give up smoking because you want to, not because you want to do it to fit into somebody else's life, because you'll never be doing it for you for the right reasons. And I think that's the same with gambling, drug taking, drinking, whatever it may be. You've got to do it for you, haven't you? I think any addiction counsellor would tell you that. You've got to do it for you. Do you want to do... You can't say... It's like Brenda. Brenda is an imaginary person, but Brenda will say, right, this week I'm not having any takeaways because I'm going to Benidorm and an end party. So the reason she wants to lose that little bit of trunking is because she wants to look better when she goes to Benidorm. But will she be back on the takeaways when she comes back? Abso-fucking-lutely, because job done then, just tick that off. You could give up smoking, be with this fella, you could be weaning 6 months, 8 months, 6 years, who knows? Minute something goes tits up, you'll be back on fucking fags, because you never did it for him. You've got to do it for you. Whatever it is that we're looking to give up, it's got to be for us, not for anybody else, not for your kids, your mum, your dad, a partner, it's got to be for you. When you find you, the reason you, then that's what you'll stick to. And no matter what comes along then, you've made that decision, and you'll stick by it. So I hope that makes sense to you. Yeah, certainly send the message if you want, in a couple of weeks, couple of months, whatever. But I don't see it really going very far. Dear Aunty Nelly, at a work night out, I made a mistake of getting too drunk. Oh, heck. At the after party on a work night out, all right. I ended up lying down on a bed with, yes, you guessed it, my boss. It was completely innocent. I wasn't there for long, and as soon as I realised, I left. Oh. Now, rumours have spread, and people at my work have been talking about it. I'm so embarrassed and so mad at myself for letting myself get into another ridiculous situation. How long till people forget about this and I can stop worrying about it all the time? Thanks. Right. I'm not right arsed about the fact that there's gossip in the workplace, because don't we all love gossip in the workplace? Don't we all love slagging somebody off over at printer? Don't we all love other people's fucking misery? Everybody gossips. Everybody will talk about you until something else happens, and then it'll be yesterday's fucking fish and chip paper. But for now, you're hot topic, aren't you? You are the hot gossip of the office, okay? My problem here is, which you haven't actually addressed, so I will address it for you. You ended up getting too drunk. You once again made... What did you put? A ridiculous mistake. You got yourself into another ridiculous situation. What is the actual catalyst here? It's alcohol. You are not a person that can just have a few drinks and then get yourself off form, are you? And that's the kind of place that you just want to have a few drinks and get yourself off form, because you're at work. And you're around work people. They ain't your mates, they're not your family. You can't let your hair down with them. You've got to be on best behaviour because of office gossip. Alcohol seems to be a little bit of a problem here. To me, I'm seeing a big fucking red flag slapping me around my chops. You've once again got into another ridiculous situation because of alcohol. Do you need to look at your relationship with alcohol? Because if it was me, and I'd once again got into another ridiculous situation because I'd got too drunk, then I would be looking at my relationship with alcohol, okay? Maybe you need to just like cut off the booze a little bit. There's nothing wrong with going to an after work party, nothing wrong with going to a work party and drinking a soda water or a soda water with lime. Nothing wrong with not having a drink at all. If alcohol is making you completely irrational and putting you in situations that you're not comfortable with, or you're regretting the day after, then you need to look at your relationship with alcohol. I ain't saying you're a pisshead, I ain't saying you're an alcoholic, I ain't saying you're a functioning alcoholic, I ain't saying none of that. But if I was doing things again and again, and it's because I was drunk, therefore I would look at exactly my relationship with alcohol. Am I drinking too much? If there's a certain drink that I drink that makes me do stupid stuff. I don't drink. Not because I've ever had a problem with alcohol. I choose not to, number one. And number 2, I've never found a drink where I thought, oh, that's bloody lovely, that. I mean, and who's that thirsty that they have to have 20 of them? I had a Guinness and Black at Christmas at Blind Beggar in Whitechapel and I thought it was bloody lovely. But I only had one. Do you know what I mean? I'm not a drinker. Now, on the once in a blue moon, I might have something, but it'll be one. But that's not because I've ever had a problem with alcohol, or I can be like this completely sober or with a Guinness and Black. You know, it is what it is. But I think my relationship with alcohol, there's nothing sinister to it. I just choose not to. So when you're choosing to, then there's going to be, obviously, circumstances the day after because you're not having a nice drink. You're not that person who can go out with your mates, have a great time, a few bottles of wine or whatever over a meal, a few cocktails, wave everybody off home, wake up day after and say, what a bloody blast last night. Well, somebody tell me what happened, I can't remember. But if you've got that horrible feeling and you're regretting what you did, like dancing on the tables or whatever it is that we all do at a bottomless brunch, you know, what we've done in the past, whatever, as long as you've not got to apologise for it the day after or you feel absolutely dying of shame for it, then I think your relationship with alcohol is absolutely fine and nothing wrong with it. You drink as much as you want, Flower. I choose not to because it's not a drink where I think, oh, I actually go, ugh. Nothing's as nice as red full fat Coke. That is the best drink in the world. Anyway, but it just makes me really gassy. Plus I've got a high sugar addiction, so I have to be careful. But yeah, I think I'd question my relationship with alcohol. So there you go. My mum likes the gin and tonic. Our Joanne, she loves the gin and tonic. And she loves the Prosecco. She could drink that all night because she loves it. Dear Aunty Nelly at a work night out. No, just read that. Dear Aunty Nelly, I'm getting married to my fiancé of 8 years in June. Congratulations. His sister is our bridesmaid. The thing is, oh, here's the thing. She's refusing to go on my hen party and has admitted she just doesn't want to go. I do apologise about this coughing. That's like me when I turn up anywhere late. I am never late for anything because I cannot stand tardiness. But if I'm ever late, I'll always walk in and say, I'm really sorry I'm late. I didn't want to come. I'm ever so honest about it. So, I'm so sorry I'm late. I just didn't want to come. So she said, I'm not coming on your end party. I'd rather go out with my mates. So she doesn't see you as a mate, number 1. She also has had me blocked on Facebook for the past 3 years and recently on Instagram and Snapchat, number 2. She ain't your mate. I've tried talking to her through text all about this, but she won't respond. She has all family and friends on Facebook, even my sister, but not me. I'm always the one texting her and she never replies. I've not seen her since Christmas and I haven't even met her boyfriend, who I presume will be coming to our wedding. I don't know if it's just me getting paranoid. No, she don't like you. I just don't understand. I used to get on well with her. We even went to Turkey once, but now she completely shut me off. I'd be grateful for any advice. It goes on and on and on, so I've just tried to pick out the bits. She's not your fucking mate and she don't like you. And what do you mean that her boyfriend will come into the wedding? It's your fucking wedding. Why is she your bridesmaid? Your bridesmaid is supposed to be like your nearest and dearest, they know all your deepest, darkest secrets, somebody that you want on them pictures forever. You look at them lovingly. Just because she's your fiance's sister does not mean to say she has, like, the right to be your bridesmaid. You can switch this wedding up, I'm sure of it. If she chooses not to have any form of communication with you, whether it be on social media, through text or picking up the phone, just tell her. Just tell her, say, listen, Flower, your silence is deafening. And by you being silent, it tells me everything I need to know. I did not realise that you did not want to be my bridesmaid. I assumed you would want to because it's your brother's wedding. I assumed you would want to because once you were friends. We're no longer friends, however we are family. I will respect respect you as my sister-in-law, but I am telling you now, even though you've told me already, I've just been a little bit slow to catch on, that you will no longer be needed for any bridesmaid fittings because you won't be a bridesmaid. I look forward to seeing you on the day, and it would be nice if at some point I could meet your boyfriend, because I don't want strangers at my wedding. Take care. Kiss 0, kiss 0. Don't know what else you want to say to you, Flower. She don't fucking like you. She thinks she has to be your bridesmaid. She don't want to be. Because if she wanted to be, she'd be doing things about it, and she's not doing. So she's only coming because it's her brother's wedding. End of. But that's what I would say to her. That's what I would say. She's telling you, without telling you, that she doesn't want to be your bridesmaid. So don't have her. And you know what? If you've no mates and nobody else who can be your bridesmaid, you don't have to have a fucking bridesmaid, you know. You could have a little flower girl at wedding party who's like a little kid of one of your mates, or, do you know what I mean? Not everybody has loads of mates and that, but there you go. She don't want to be your bridesmaid, end of it. She don't want to. I wouldn't even give her opportunity of having a sit down at the kitchen table and seeing what went wrong. She just don't want to be your mate. She don't like you. Not everyone in life is going to like you. Not everyone is going to like you. I was once the boss of a girl years ago, right? And she just didn't like me. And I asked her. I remember taking her in and saying, listen, there's a bit of tension between us and we have to work together. I am your boss at the end of the day, but I don't want it to be like you and me and you. I said, I'd like us to be a team. And she just went, listen, Nelly, I just don't fucking like you. I think you're a bit of a dickhead. I don't mind working for you. Whatever you ask me to do, I'll do. She said, but I don't want to be your mate because I don't fucking like you. I respected her 1000% more for being so honest. And we don't and we won't always like everybody. Sometimes we're put in scenarios with family members, friends of friends. Your brother might go out with a girl who's an absolute fucking bellend, but it's your brother's girlfriend, then she becomes his wife. You got to suck it up, haven't you? You got to be as polite as possible, but it doesn't mean to say they're going to be your mates. If anybody does want any Dear Aunty Nelly brutally honest advice, please write into the page. Last one of Sunday service, let's go. Dear Aunty Nelly, my partner will let me touch him when he is awake. Touch with consent, I hope. But he won't let me touch him if he is sleeping. He gets angry and pushes me away. It's got worse recently and it scares me. I am unsure how I can help. Right, well, how you can help yourself and stop scaring yourself is by not touching him when he is asleep. When we are asleep, we're asleep and we feel quite vulnerable because we've no control of what's going on. So our sleep environment is usually safe, sound, secure, and we don't want anything happening that will alarm us. Maybe he's got a nervous disposition and it makes him jump, and that's why he lashes out, or he sounds angry or pushes you away because you've startled him. But you said, how can I help? You can help by not touching him when he's asleep. He'll let you touch him when he's awake, so why don't you wait till he's awake? I don't really understand the problem here. The problem is that you're impinging on his privacy, his quiet time, his sleep time, his time where he's resting. Why do you need to be touching him? You don't, do you? You don't. He don't like it, so don't fucking do it. Because if you are doing it and you know he don't like it, it's not consensual, is it? And we don't do things that are not consensual. So wait till he wakes up and then shake his hand. That, everybody, has been today's Dear Aunty Nelly's Anonymous Please on Sunday service. Any advice I have given on today's show has been purely for entertainment purposes. If you have any Dear Aunty Nelly's and you want to go to the last port of call and get some brutal honesty, write into the page. I cannot go live on a Sunday or a Wednesday without Dear Aunty Nelly's. And I've not got much in nighttime with Nelly, so if you are having a few problems in the bedroom, please write in. So once again, if anybody comments on your comments with gift prize giveaway competition, it's a scam, don't fall for it. Thank you for watching today, and I hope to see you all very, very soon. Take care, flower pots.